All right, so let's talk about it. And I've been slacking on dropping videos, right? But I do want to talk about this. Austin Rivers challenges Draymond Green to a 1v1. MFR, why don't you play me 1v1? Draymond, you can't do handoffs in 1v1. You can't run pick and rolls in 1v1. Um, I think this is interesting, right? And again, I never wanted to see Austin Rivers play Nas. I thought that would have been, yeah, I didn't want to see that, right? Um, but what I will say is this could be interesting. I'm not a fan of the 1v1 basketball. Like, I think it's entertaining, but I don't think it tells you who's a better basketball player, right? You find out who has better moves, who's a better scorer, who can defend, like, but you don't find out who's a better basketball player, right? I do want to shout out Austin Rivers for this. As critical as he was of Draymond, his criticalness never allowed him to say he is a bum. He is trash. What he said was he was a star in his role, which I think that's what gets lost when you look at guys like Draymond, is that like he was a star in his role, right? Austin Rivers never once said he wasn't a Hall of Famer. He never once said he wouldn't be in the Hall. He never once diminished his career. What he stated was he stated a fact that playing with those guys allowed you to have this Hall of Fame resume, which, say what you want about Draymond, that could be true. We don't know what Draymond Green looks like without Steph Curry, without Klay Thompson for most of his career, without Andre Iguodala, without Kevin Durant, without Andrew Bogut, without David Lee. Like, we don't know what he looks like without guys that were an all-star or all defensive at one point in their career. You know what I'm saying? So it that's not a critique on Draymond, though. That's just saying, like, yo, you got put in a perfect situation. Because what does Draymond look like on a struggling Sacramento team as he was in his prime? Like, he's still a great defender. You can't take that away from him. But does he even get to show how good of a defender he is if he can't put the ball in the basket, right? Without a great system around. So what does Draymond look like? I do like that Austin Rivers never diminished Draymond, though. And I don't like that people try to say Austin Rivers got a bailout. He's one of the biggest bailouts. I do not respect that, because if you really look at the numbers, everybody was getting paid, and he didn't just go there and sit on the end of the bench. He was a backup for Chris Paul, one of the greatest point guards of all time. So, like, we not going to just disrespect Austin Rivers by saying he was a bailout. What do y'all think, though?